Good morning, it's Nikki. These are your oracle messages for February 16th, 2024. The first messages I'm going to give are from the other side if you've had a loved one that's passed over or a spirit guide that you stay in contact with, lean on. Particularly today, if you lost your mother at a young age or younger age, these two messages are probably for you. The first one is the card I believe in you, so should you. And it says, if you filter the world through the lens of how you see things, it is not always the truth. The spirit of our ancestors realized this. The lens is sometimes dirty or foggy. Clean that lens so you can see how good your life really is. The only thing you can control is your reaction to the world. You're being told to keep doing your thing. Get up each day and put as much effort and love into yourself as you do for others. It's time to refocus, reform, and renew. Heaven does not have a moment of doubt that you will do great things. Believe in your dreams. Make a promise to yourself that you will always be sure that you are braver than you think, and stronger than you appear, and smarter than you imagine. If only you knew how great you really are. Heaven sees you and believes for you. I realize that things haven't been easy for you, especially lately. I can feel you struggling each and every day. It is time to get yourself motivated to make some positive, lasting changes. I know you can get yourself back in shape and feel better about yourself. No more sitting around and feeling sorry for yourself. You must accept that you could not and still cannot control how the world works, nor the events that occur within. You also could not control my death or how I died. I know you are with me in spirit all the way, so do not worry. Never forget how much I love you, appreciate you, and how much I believe in you. You are an amazing person who deserves all good things. Believe in yourself as I believe in you. Do not hold back and be all that you can be. And the second message I have is from the ruins Laguz, which is Laguz, and it is like a right side up hook. And it says the Laguz ruin is closely linked to intuition and the feelings hidden in our deepest interior. It reflects our rejection of the unknown and the hostility with which we treat everything new that does not inspire confidence. However, this ruin invites us to work on our inner self and to improve in deepest and spiritual facets. In addition, it indicates a great mental fluidity that allows a flow of emotions and feelings as you would never have imagined. And this ruin as an amulet or like a lucky charm would it says it's often used to enhance psychic abilities and to face your fears. It can stabilize emotional disturbances and can help uncover that which is hidden. It has the power to attract love, increase understanding with others or partners. And those are the messages from the other side. The questions for today I have are from the Star Tarot card from Danielle Noel's Book of Tarot. We have 3 questions from this specific card. The first question is, Am I ready to celebrate and honor the light that surrounds me? The second question is, how can I take the next evolutionary step in my own spiritual growth? The third question is, what messages do my spirit guides have for me at this time? And the card I have is from Colette Baron Reid's Wisdom of the Oracle cards, Loyal Heart. And the messages on this card or with this card are, the first essential message is fidelity, loyalty, and devotion. The oracle message for this card says, evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart, so know that Spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outside circumstances in your life, trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected, and divinely directed. The relationship message associated with this card says, your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in the divine protection. The prosperity message associated with this card says, your long-term loyalty to your goals is becoming evident in the world becoming evident in the world of conditions where your aspirations for success assume form in reality. Success is finally taking shape. If you are loyal to your dreams, faithful to your plans while remaining flexible, and devoted to serving others, you will be shown proof of your true prosperity. This is a time for a joyful celebration of spirit, your manifesting partner. And the protection message with this card says, are you stubborn or overly tenacious about an idea? Or have you become so attached to something that you just don't know how to let it go? Could it be that it's become so much a part of you that you wouldn't know who you are without it? Now is the time to look at outdated beliefs, old ideas, and misplaced loyalties. Betrayal is only a sign that it is time to prune away all who don't deserve your trust and have no place in your life. Be new, think new, and open your heart to new things. Let go of the old and all of your attachments. Spirit has awesome plans for you, so make some room. And I have a chakra message from my stolen from the library chakra book from Tori Hartman. It's a start here guide for beginner chakras. It wasn't intentionally stolen. It was an accident. I just forgot to return it before I moved. So, okay, the chakra that we have is the third chakra. And I'm just going to read a little bit from the book, and then we're going to come to the writing assignment, which I think is super interesting for today. So just a little bit, I'm on page 63, and this is the yellow chakra, the third chakra. It's talking about procrastination, which is very interesting when we get to the Bible message, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. On another idea is to procrastinate a desire to quit by telling yourself, this feeling of wanting to quit is vital and highly important. It is very strong and one that I really need to look at tomorrow. I will think about it tomorrow, and for now, I will show up anyway. Then decide I will make no plans until this feeling has passed, and until I am certain that quitting or walking away is for my highest good. These thoughts combined with action are a powerful discipline of the third chakra. And then the next paragraph is just telling us that when we're having an issue with one chakra, we can look to the prior one to solve it. But we're not going to do that right here. We're just going to move on. And it says, our thoughts are like a steering wheel. Only you can decide who is in the driver's seat of your life. And this is the part I wanted to really kind of emphasize this morning, and it is the writing assignment. And it's called the Antonym Approach for 7 minutes. And it says, in this chakra, we're going to use the antonyms in a different way. What if you could take a feeling that you know has stopped you from creating breakthroughs in your life, and the next time it comes up, you will have devised ways to transform what once stopped you. So what it's telling you is to write down, this is like a 7-minute writing assignment. Write down antonyms of those feelings that stop you from creating your breakthrough. And the next time you come to that corner, where you, should I do this or should I do that? And then you end up choosing the thing that works against you. You can now look at those antonyms to help you figure out a way to get around that. So synonyms are obviously things that are similar, and antonyms are things that are opposite. And I just thought that was a really interesting assignment. It's just completely random, the message on here about if you're wanting to stop, do that tomorrow. There's no stopping right now, and I will kind of come when I get to the end of all these messages. I will share some other things, but now we're going to move on to the biblical message from Thoughts from the Mount of Blessings book. And the scripture I have says, if thy right hand causeth thee to stumble, cut it off and cast it from thee. And that is Matthew 5:30. And what it is asking us to do is to get rid of the thing that is enticing us to behave in whatever type of sin. So this paragraph is the one I'd like to focus on. It says, if you cling to self, refusing to yield your will to God, you are choosing death. To sin whenever found, God is a consuming fire. If you choose sin and refuse to separate from it, the presence of God, which consumes sin, must also consume you. It will require a sacrifice to give yourself to God, but it is a sacrifice of the lower for the higher, the earthly for the spiritual, the perishable for the eternal. God does not design that our will should be destroyed, for it is only through its exercise that we can accomplish what He would have us do. So it just goes on to kind of talk about, bitter and painful and power. And if you can think about the thing that you engage in that's the most self-destructive, we won't use the word sin. We'll just use self-destructive. Like, what is the most self-destructive thing you do to your own well-being, to your spiritual um, well-being to your life, and having a sober assessment that by continuing to cling to that behavior, you are um, separating yourself from God. And I don't mean in an abstract way. I mean in your day, you're kind of like little insults. It's like being disloyal to a friend or a spouse. It's like little things continue to build up. And so he is asking you to let go of the, maybe not the activity, but the vehicle that the activity brings to you that involves, that's a self destructive behavior. So let's just use gossip. Because gossip can be very destructive, probably in no more environment than a work environment. And so if you are normally prone to be gossipy, and we all are in some way, but we're talking about it being self-destructive here. You would maybe want to avoid, the break room at certain times, or maybe there's a certain person that you like to be chit-chatty with, but that person either is going to pass things along that you don't want passed along, or you might have accidentally said something to somebody and then you walk away and 5 minutes later you're like, why did I share that with that person? You know what I mean? Like, it's starting to kind of notice the vehicles in which are bringing you into a self-destructive mode, and trying to not engage with the vehicle of that problem, instead of just trying to strong arm the problem, if that made any sense. I stumble over all my words here. Okay, and the last card I'm going to read is from my Journey of Love deck from Alana Fairchild. Any star-crossed lovers we have out there. I have the Blood Dance. And all of these cards look like watercolor paintings. So this looks like a big formal dress with like maybe flowers are all over the train of it, and then the sun is in a tunnel, beaking from a tunnel. And I will read what the booklet says. And the booklet says, the heart craves life and the blood responds. In relation to each other, life happens. Bringing our nourishment to where it is needed, to those who are cold and lonely, to the farthest reaches of our own dark selves, that we may, if very brave, dare to love completely. Though we can be lonely for the warmth of the center, craving that feeling of being at home, soon enough we are called back to the core of the divine heart, and the cycle will continue. Remember that you are always in this dance of life. You are never apart from the divine. It is just that sometimes in our natural flow, it is easier to feel the divine presence than at other times. Yet you are always the blood connected to the heart. This oracle brings you confirmation that you are connected to the divine source. If you experience a phase of feeling cut off from yourself, from your body, or from another, or from the divine even, maybe even from your own feelings, be reassured that this is temporary and part of the cycle of life itself. Soon all connection shall return, with even greater warmth and nourishment, welcoming you home again with great love. If you feel you have been journeying in life and fear that you have lost your way, do not trouble yourself, precious soul. You are never far from the divine heart and will always be called home. And the poem with this card says, love's language speaks like sounds of falling leaves, caressing winds to bear aromas sweet. You ask if I can love in measure true, and give emotions weight the scales do. Each tear releases more than words can say, expressing all my heart wants to convey. So those are our oracle messages for today. A couple of things I wanted to talk about was there's something about the stuff going on with Russia, and like the Tucker Carlson interview with Putin. At first I thought it was a good thing. Now I'm feeling like something's off, that maybe someone had been harmed because a location was found of somebody. And I guess my biggest fear is we do not want to, as a country, be pulled into a war or a nuclear war with Russia. And what he is doing in outer space is not only in defense of his people, but of other people around the world who are being harmed by, I don't know, a group of people who used to be in authority, who are still kind of calling the shots behind the scene. It's not an act of war. But what I'm worried about this morning is don't overreact. Please don't overreact. If you are in a position where you speak to human beings, maybe you're a news person, it doesn't matter on what side of the aisle you believe, you have to understand that poking this bear is going to be detrimental to you and your family too. Like, there's going to be no splitting hairs. So we can no longer be taking bribes and worried about our embarrassing information getting out. We have to stand up and be adults. You cannot force yourself or allow other people to force you to go out there and spin this anymore. You just can't, because there's too much weighing on it, too much involved. Like, just be calm water. If you have a job where you pick up a paycheck and you're speaking to people, you have some responsibility. You don't get to wash your hands of it. And we just cannot be fanning these flames. We just can't. So that's what I'm praying on this morning, is that you will pull the reins in a little bit, and even if you're being controlled to do it, don't. See the bigger picture. I mean, is it really worth, people dying just because you don't want to face something? I don't know. But I see false news being pushed on all networks, and it's starting to worry me, especially this morning. So we have bigger fish to fry in this country. It's kind of like, you don't send the person off to war who's got bullet wounds all in their leg. Like, we need time to heal, time to prep. Like, now's not the time. We're not prepared for it. We're not going to win. And maybe that might be some people in charge. That might be the actual goal. Is to send people off who are not capable of, I'm not sure exactly what the motive is, other than ego bathing. But we can't be participating anymore. Like take the reins back a little bit. Even like 10%, even your 10% know if you can do it as an office or collectively, it might help, because we just can't go down this road. Please, I'm begging you, don't do it. So that's really just been heavy on my mind this morning. And the Tucker Carlson thing has been bothering me anyway. Something seems off with him. I'm not sure what. I've watched him for many decades, when I'm both ends of the aisle, from different perspectives of my life, different political beliefs. I mean, and I just I'm seeing he seems unnatural. I guess that's what I want to say. So that being said, just pray for people to come to their senses. Pray for people to be mature and to stand up, and that's the direction we need to go in. It can be tough to be the first person to kind of stand up and speak out, but you never know. Maybe that's your calling in life. Like, you don't really know. Like, we know very little about Jesus before he turned 40, so you never really know what your calling in life is. So I'm just urging people to try to have some type of peace in their heart, so that your buttons can't be pushed. Especially this week, for some reason, I feel like maybe somebody behind the scenes is agitated and wanting everybody else to be worked up too. And the best thing you can do is bring your calmness to that type of environment. So that's what I'm hoping for anyway. So God bless and have a good day. Bye.